Let's call it a grant, you call it a scholarship, no matter what you call it, it is free money. With the price of college skyrocketing these days, pressure's on to get that cash. According to a new survey by the Princeton Review, 89% of college applicants and parents say financial aid is very necessary.
It's going to be even more so. And here to help you find that free money are Rob Franek, Senior Vice President at the Princeton Review, and Jacques Steinberg, Senior Vice President of Say Yes to Education. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good to see you both.
First off, important to understand merit-based scholarship and how it differs from the need-based scholarship. You want to explain what that is, the differences, Rob?
Sure. There are two big buckets, as you point out. Merit-based is based specifically on how well you do in high school, how well you do on SAT and ACT scores, and that big bucket of standardized tests. The easiest thing for a student to do in high school is do really well in high school, do well on standardized tests, because it unlocks admission as well as financial aid dollars.
Okay.
The next bucket is simply based on financial need through the Fafsa form. So how much money can your students and families count on from the government and state to pay for college?
So the next important part of this is actually for parents to apply for that FAFSA application.
Right, so two key forms, the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA, and the CSS student profile, which you find on the website of the College Board, the folks that bring you the SAT. They are the foundation of every application for this aid in terms of knowing what you're going to be able to get. And going to take a few hours to fill out, sort of like a tax return in the case of the FAFSA, but absolutely worth it. Everybody should fill it out.
Every penny. All right, so there are three different buckets where this money can come from, Rob. The government, private organizations, and, of course, the colleges themselves. So let's go through first from the colleges. How do you qualify, and really how much are the colleges generally giving?
It is a huge bucket of money from colleges. I mean, it's $40 billion that colleges are underwriting for students directly. And as we were saying before, it comes directly from how well you did in high school. Did you challenge yourself in high school? How well you did on standardized exams. So that's about 40% of what students could count on by award packages. Next is the government. About 50% of what students can count on from award packages. And that will be Pell Grants, SEOG, TAP money for specific states. And then the last part, and it's the smallest bucket, are those private scholarships. This is less than 10% of what students can count on for award packages. So those smaller private scholarships that get a lot of lift, but really are small dollars when you start to think about it.
Okay, so how much do you really, when you're really trying to figure this out, can you count on the college itself to give you?
It really depends. We were on today a couple of weeks ago talking about best value colleges, where we highlighted some schools, $30,000, $40,000 in merit-based money, not $1 in loans. And those schools have some pretty deep pockets. The truth is it does fluctuate from school to school. So does the price tag. But there are schools out there that don't make you mortgage out your future to pay for school.
All right, Jacques, where do parents turn right now? Because I think a lot of parents, as we saw kids getting their letters of acceptance, what's sort of the first things they do? You know, do they apply for the FAFSA? What else should they be doing?
I mean, they should definitely, there's some great websites. I mean, there's a new site called studentscholarshipsearch.com, fastweb.com. These are two good sites in terms of looking for scholarships. finaid.org, and, of course, in addition to all the Princeton Review websites.
Guys, does it make a difference as to how early you apply for this?
I mean, some states require that you fill out the FAFSA in January and February, so it varies state by state, but not too late for sure for many states.
Unfortunately, as with all things, there are a lot of services out there that you pay for that they promise will help you find scholarships. Is it ever worth paying a service to help you in the process?
I mean, parents and students should be really wary of anybody who wants to charge you for the privilege of helping you fill out the FAFSA. You've got to be skeptical. You've got to read that fine print. You've got to make sure if you're going to turn over personal information that you know why you're doing that.
You know, I got some scholarship money going to school, but I also got a job, going to school. There are other ways that you can augment that scholarship.
Absolutely, and part of it will come from the FAFSA format, as Jacques was saying, for student work-study programs. If you're an RA, for assistantships, there's dollars to be out there to be had. The thing is that after you're a freshman in college, about $4,200, the government starts to tax at about a 70% rate, giving that back to the college. Just to be wary that there's money out there to be had, but some of it may have to go to your financial aid as well.
Yeah, I was an RA in my dorm, and it saved my parents money on the dorm. So
absolutely.
Good deal. Rob and Jacques, great information. Thank you both.